Today on Big Daddy's Barbecue Pit, we're going to show you how we cook a whole beef tenderloin on the Weber kettle. Luckily enough, we caught these things on sale and it was really cleaned up pretty well. We're going to take some of this silver skin off and a little bit of the fat that's left, just clean it up a little bit, and we're going to show you what we season it with and how we tie it up. Okay, so we have this beef tenderloin trimmed up just about as much as we want to do with it. If you notice here, if you lay this completely out, this gets really thin here. Now, you could do two things. You could cut this off and use it in other recipes or cook it another night for dinner. But what we're going to do for this is we're just going to take it right to where it really starts getting thin, and we're going to roll it under just like that. So it looks more uniform. All of this is going to get tied together, and we're going to have a real nice cylinder all the way down through. Now we're going to tie it up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and tie this beef tenderloin up, and this takes some practice. Just take your time, but we're going to come in about an inch on this end. We'll go ahead and tie it. You just want to make a basic knot. Tie it pretty tight, and again. Now you want to take that little extra piece right there and just cut it off. Now with this hand, wrap the string around like that and pull it back through. So you want to try to keep this as even as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. You want to try to keep this string line straight down the length of the meat. So you get to there, you pull it tight. Now you can see how it moved there. Just bring it around. We're going to do that the whole way down so this meat cooks completely together. So we're going to wrap it around our hand, take it around. Now you could just tie knots, single knots all the way down through and tie it together, but this works really well. Once you get good at it, it's really easier to do. So we're just going to tighten this up, straighten this guy over. Today we are cooking on the Weber kettle. We haven't used that for a while, so we're just going to cook this thing. Probably have it running about 300 degrees. We're going to run it indirect. Then we're going to reverse sear it over top of the hot coals. Now you can season this prior to tying it up if you like. You might end up knocking a lot of your seasonings off. So I would recommend tying it first and then seasoning. Okay, so we made it all the way down our beef tenderloin. And what I'm going to do now is, it's going to bug me if I don't cut it off. So trim that piece off. We're going to roll this over. And we're going to go the length of the meat. Just cut it off. So what I'm going to do is come back through here and weave this over top of that one, down under that one, just like that, and just bring it all the way back up the other way. And we're going to tie it off to the other end. I wish I had fingernails. Okay, so we have our W sauce that we're going to use as a binder. I'm not gonna go crazy with this, but just put a little bit over the top, spread it around real good. Put a nice light coat. Now you want to do the same thing to the bottom. So the first thing we're going to hit it is with this Killer Hogs TX. It's a brisket rub. Remember, you got a fairly large piece of meat here, so don't be afraid to use a little bit of seasoning on it. This will make a nice crust on this meat. Just pat it in just a little bit. Now we're going to come back across with Riley's Beauty and the Beef. Light coat of this. We'll put a link in the description where you can go to stinkprincessbarbecue.com and order Riley's rub, and then howtobarbecueright.com for all of Killer Hogs and How to Barbecue Right's products. So we'll come back across more of that TX on the top, and then we'll come back across with that Beauty and the Beef. We're going to let this sit for about 15 minutes. Going out, fire up our charcoal, and we'll get this baby on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and dump our charcoal. We're going to build a 2-zone fire here, so all my charcoal is going to be in the back here. Just going to spread it around. Just like that. Get our grate put back on there. We'll go and grab that beef tenderloin and put it on the grill. Now we're going to be cooking indirect to start, so we're going to set this thing over here, kind of away from that hot zone. We're going to let this go probably for about 15-20 minutes. We'll come out and check it. We are shooting for probably around 145 before we reverse sear it, before you all start chirping about, now you're overcooking it. We're cooking it how we like it. You do the same. If you want to take it to 120 and pull it off and eat it, knock yourself out. We're going to cook it how we like to eat it. Okay, we're about 15 minutes into this thing. We're going to give it a spin. So I got 2 pairs of tongs here. I'm just going to try to lift this baby up, spin it around. Let it go on this side for about another 15 minutes or so, and we'll check it again. We're about 110 right now. So it's coming up nice and slow. We'll check it again. We may be about ready to reverse sear this thing in about 15 minutes, so we'll check it. Okay, so we've been at it another 20 minutes. We're going to go ahead and check this guy, see where we're at here. We're about, you can see there, 127. Whew, cooking nice and even. 127 there. And down on this end, which is a little bit thinner, we're about 125, so, or 130. So we're going to let this go probably about 10 more minutes. We're going to reverse sear it, take it off, let it rest, and we're going to cut into this bad boy and give it a try. Looking good. Okay, we're going to temp this guy. I think we're ready to probably reverse sear it. We're going to see where we're at. Yep, we're right at 138. 138 there. Oh man, looking good all the way down through. So we're just going to roll this thing right over on top of those hot coals. We're going to sear that side for just a couple minutes and then flip it over and sear the other side. Looks good. So we're going to go ahead and flip this guy over. Going to give it just a couple minutes and we're going to pull it off. Okay, so we are done searing this. We're going to pull it off. We have our cutting board ready here with a piece of foil on it. Just going to try to get underneath this guy. Bring it over here. We want to try to reserve all that juice that we possibly can. We're going to take this in the house and we're going to let this thing rest for probably about 10 minutes. And then we're going to eat. Okay, everybody, so we've had this beef tenderloin resting for about 10 minutes. We set it in some foil to rest, and we kind of boated it around, wrapped real loosely. And this is the au jus that we reserved. We're going to go ahead and cut a section of string off of this. And then I'm going to make an incision right down here through the middle. Incision, a cut. See how we did here on done this? That looks perfect. We're going to cut this up. We'll give it a try for you guys, okay? That's all right. Man, that is looking good. Nice and tender. That piece right there has my name on it. Oh, man, that is excellent. That beauty in the beef rub, a little bit of that TX on there. You cannot beat this. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on this video. Make sure you check us out on Facebook and Instagram as well. Get you some. Nice crust on it.